come back in pretty good shape, and he's healthy. So looking forward to seeing his activity. Um, so it's going to be obviously it's going to be a process, but we have to we still have to figure out what we're still learning and as we go. Well, I think right now he's got to form a new identity as a professional. Obviously, he was a knockdown shooter. And that's what he did well. And while we don't want him to go away from that at all, we want him to stay with that. We just want to help him get better, no matter how long he's here with us. And we talked about ways he can do that. And that's always our goal. When people come here, we want this experience to be for them to say how they actually truly developed and got better. And so when you come into the professional realm, it's not just about what your specific skill set is. It's about how you can bring a certain mentality to help winning. And so that's when you leave here, that's where your value is going to lay with whatever team, organization you're going to be with when you leave. Well, the community has been great. I think Madison Square Garden and just the whole staff have been really good about embracing Westchester as a real viable extension of the development process for the Knicks. So the key really is for us to continue that momentum. As I'm out in Westchester and even in New York, people are becoming more and more aware of not just the Westchester Knicks, but the environment. When they come to the games, how excited the kids are. That they don't realize how good the basketball is. They're closer to the game. It's accessible, and it's just a great family environment. And then, our job is obviously to not only provide that atmosphere, but which guys on the Knicks roster are going to be able to come and get some time and develop. And that's what our goal is, to find that synergy. I think if you just watch the way the game is played in general, it's just a big part of the success, from three-point percentage to the volume of three-point shots. And not only three-point shots, but the spacing and the pace of the game lend to a more creative environment if you do have that threat. And obviously it's something that, so it kind of lends itself to both. I mean, we want to try some things that maybe would help on that end, but for us, we realize just the value of it. It's no balance to me, really. I mean, it stops there. For me, it's you're happy for them, because truly, when players come here, if they can look back and say that was a good experience and it helped prepare me for where I am, that's where it is. I think that, because that's where you want other players, other agents, other people, family members to say about this experience. If they can say that this really helped me and it was valuable, and then it's up to them to truly take advantage of it through their will and desire to put the time in to get better. Now, I wasn't surprised, because it's just a matter of knowing about Westchester, knowing about that we're here, and knowing that it's truly an extension and a part of the MSG and the Knick family. And when people started to realize that and understand it, they were very supportive of it. Well, good thing about Chase is he can do everything non-contact right now, so he's not losing his conditioning and those type of things. It's just a matter of letting that injury heal up a little bit more. Anthony has a little bit of ways to go in terms of just gaining more strength. Structurally, he's fine. Conditioning, he's going to have to work on, but it's really for him, it's more building his strength and his base up so he can endure the season and just go on a good trajectory. Yeah. He hasn't had time to find out a lot of things about his game and himself, how he integrates. So, whenever he would have a good window of time to explore what that means, he'd have a little setback. And so I think this is a great situation for him to kind of get calibrated again, get settled, build a nice foundation, not only physically but mentally, and find a place where he can consistently push himself and see where he can truly go. So that's what we want for him, and expect that that's what he's going to want for himself. Yeah, I mean, you can never predetermine how long someone's going to be here, obviously, but I do anticipate this being a good foundation for him to know what he's going to have to put into it. You know, a lot of it, what we share with our guys and we collectively talk about is just what is a winning mentality and approach, and professional approach that you can take with you and gather here that will, you know, help you as you go to the next place. So it's so much. A lot of it is about how you prepare every day, your mentality, you know, how your preparation is even before you step on the court, after you step on the court, your recovery, and how you're learning the film and how you're learning the game, how you're learning the system. So all those things are part of what is going to help your development process. It's a good question. I mean, I think first of all, I would start with Mike and the staff. I think Mike, spending time coaching our summer league team, spending time all through training camp, both seasons, I think he's truly an extension of the Knicks coaching staff, and that's the first and foremost gauge. Because when players come from, you know, the main Knicks roster and they come play in Westchester, the commentary is consistent. You want it to be a seamless process. The other thing you want to have happen is some of the little technical parts of the system, footwork, the development skill sets that they may not have time to work on or acquire because of just practice time that they can't get with the Knicks. We want to provide a little more of a detailed approach so they can work on those things while they're, you know, with Westchester. And so you have to have the same language, same development process. Our coaches are working with the Knicks staff, watching the drills, watching the development, the tangible process. So those are the things that we can say we've firmly established, and it comes back to, you know, to the coaching staff and how they're integrated with the other staff. It's hard. It's too hard early to say what his ceiling is because he just hadn't had enough body of work. You know, you can anticipate that. I think he'll be an athletic wing that can get out in transition. That we want him to be able to guard multiple positions. I think his shot has gotten better. He's worked on that, and so hopefully that translates when he gets back into full action. But really, it's about how well you interpret, you know, the game, how well you learn the game, how you can develop your mental and your basketball IQ and recognizing certain things. And that's what, going back to your question about what you want to establish that this is a system of playing basketball that helps you learn the game better, and hopefully that will happen. He's been here for a couple of years, so he's learned little parts of it. Now it's like taking it into action and seeing how it can really help your game expand. Yeah, I mean, it's a different world. I think when you're trying to, you really want to find good fits, you know, and you find in this league, you try to find a little bit more specialty skill set. You know, we needed some presence on the inside, you know, rebounding and just energy, and he provided that. And we also know that, you know, nobody's going to be perfect. I think, you know, whether it's the NBA or Westchester, when you're looking at other players and you acquire them and you see them, you just know that, you know, nobody's perfect. So you know, you have to. We're always in a development process. You know, continuously, you're either evaluating someone else or you're developing your own player. And so you take what that player does and you try to develop it and help it get better. But I think the fine line is the chemistry effect. You know, you want to make sure that when you're on a good trajectory, that the chemistry and the continuity is somewhat maintained, and I think you'll see in both leagues, when you have continuity, it's always helpful because you have players that are familiar with what you're doing. That makes them more makes the other players more comfortable. When you have that continuity, it always helps, and so that's what we've learned. Well, you never like to compare, coaches. I think Mike came in, and because he was familiar with the system, it helped because he knew how to build up the basic format so that you don't have a lot of time. You don't have a whole month. You don't have from September 27th to October 25th. So you have to have the same framework, but it has to be simplified a little bit. And we got new players coming in and out, so we have to take an approach that we have to be accountable for certain things, certain dynamics that we're doing with both teams, but we have to simplify them and so that people can still play in their strengths, but keep the same format. I think Mike has done a good job with that. It's always it's tough on coaches because when you don't have a lot of time, you're trying to put stuff in, you're trying to get them in shape, get them familiar with each other, put practice time in. So all those things are a constant balance, and I think he's done a good job with that.